Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. I am your host, Dawn Block, with Century 21 Circle, and I'm happy that I could be here and tell you a little bit. We have my guest here that I will introduce to you her in a moment. But I just want to let everybody know, just get through some housekeeping items, and this way it'll give a chance for people to get out there and chime in. But we are streaming on all platforms. We've got Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm streaming on YouTube, X, which is formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. So we are streaming on all of these platforms. And two, as everybody knows, I love interaction. So you know that I'm always about interaction, giving me some hearts, giving me some thumbs up. And really, if you like what you see, if you like the guests that I bring on, learning about different businesses in our local area, please do not hesitate to join us or follow my Dawn Block Realtor Facebook page, because I would love to have you follow me and be notified when a new episode comes on. So be sure to follow Dawn Block Realtor. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. So what I would like to do is I would love to introduce my special guest. This is Sarah Brass from Encore Village. She is the Director of Outreach. So Sarah, I want to thank you so much for joining the show. And what I would love for you to do is just let everybody know how they can get in touch with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dawn, for having me.
You're welcome.
And of course, you can get a hold of me at Encore Village, Schaumburg. We're located at 350 Schaumburg Road in Schaumburg. If you're familiar with the area, we're right next to the post office. And I believe my contact information will be scrolled at the bottom.
In one moment. There we go.
But easy enough. I have my email is sbrass@encorevillage.com. And then our main marketing number for information is 847-884-5110, as you see there at the bottom.
Awesome. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into everything, what I'd love to do is check to see who's visiting us today.
Okay.
And here, what I love to do. So we have Chris Block saying, good afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to the show. And Chris is my husband. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. And then Sid, I saw Sid early this morning. He says, hi, Dawn and Sarah.
Hi, Sid.
Thanks
for joining.
Exactly. Great. Thank you for joining the show. And he also says, good evening. Good to see you both. And it's always good to see you, Sid. So thank you again for joining. Hopefully we'll get some more people chiming in. If you do have any questions for my special guest, don't hesitate to type it in the comments. We'll be sure to periodically jump in and share your comments and answer any questions that you have. I do make one note that if for some reason I've missed your question, it might be technical difficulty and it didn't pop up on my comments, but we will get you the answer to your question. So let's begin. Hopefully more people will come on. But Sarah, can you tell us a little bit, what were you doing before you started with Encore Village and did all that? What were you doing? Maybe let's go to the younger days.
Sure.
Before you jumped in this career.
Sure.
What was Sarah like?
Well, my childhood dream, childhood career was to be a veterinarian. I was always a big animal lover. If we want to go way back. But I soon learned that I was not very good at math or science. So I had to pivot. And in college, I thought about maybe being a teacher.
Okay.
But I don't know, for some reason that didn't resonate 100% with me. But I'm from a family of school social workers. And so social work is kind of came organically to me. And so I have a bachelor's of arts from DePaul University here in Chicago. And after school, I did some case management, which is also known as social work in the community, right, for the underprivileged people of Chicago, and also behavioral health. So I that was my adventure before senior living.
Oh, okay. So what was the big moment that brought you to where you are today?
Well, in being with case management in the community, it is a non-for-profit world when you work with those types of agencies. And so I kind of organically fell into senior living and being a case manager there in senior living. So when your non-for-profits lose their grants, you kind of are on to the next job. So my next job after doing some field work was senior living.
Oh, okay.
And I've been with senior living for 16 plus years now. So
wow. Okay. That's a quite a long time.
Yes.
Really is. Really is. So you're dedicated to the senior living aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody comes to Encore Village and they are where does somebody start? I mean, where do they go from? What point? Like, will they come in? They're interested.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to kind of help them through the process?
Well, the first step is just calling or visiting our community, right? If you're interested, you'll get paired with a sales director who will just find out more about you and what you're interested in and how we can detail the living, cater their living to you, to what makes sense for you. We have all levels of care. And so we just encourage the first step is to just inquire.
Would you be set up a tour to try to show them? Because I mean, Encore Village that is a big community.
It is a big community. So yes, we do tours. You would set that up with a sales director, either by phone or email, and they get to know you. They sit down with you one-on-one. They get to know your likes and interests. We have so much to offer in this community. So it's important to sit down to make sure that we can understand what you're looking for and then cater that to what you see on the tour.
Oh, good. So what are the amenities that Encore Village has to offer?
We have so many amenities. It's hard to narrow them down, but things such as a pool.
I did see that. I saw that when I walked through. I thought I'm like, it's an indoor pool. It's not just a pool on the outside. Right. It's indoor.
It's an indoor pool.
What kind of activities do you do in the pool area?
So they do, I've seen them do exercise activities in the pool, such as like volleyball or like active fitness classes in the pool.
So water exercises.
Like yep, that's a big hit. But free swim, it's open. And then it's open to the residents' families on the weekends.
Really?
So, they can come visit grandma and grandpa on the weekends and go swimming and have fun.
Could you imagine you're the best grandma and grandpa? Come on swimming. We're going there going swimming. So
have a pool. Absolutely.
Yes. That sounds like fun. Yeah. What other amenities do you have?
So we also have 4 restaurants on campus. Yes.
So what makes them different from one and with all 4?
Just the variety, really. Some are open for lunch and dinner, and some are just open for dinner. Some you can, so it just is the variety of food. There's one fine dining dinner option, and then there is like your lunch and dinner option. They're also located in different areas of the campus for convenience.
It is a big campus. We do have a big campus.
It is, yes. Yeah. It's on 60 acres of land. So it's the largest in Illinois. So the amount of amenities that we have are vast. We have gardening beds, and we have walking paths, and there are more amenities to be added as well. So
Wow.
we're going to be hopefully putting in a pickleball court and a dog park and a
Wow.
bocce area.
I remember, and we're going to take a look at some pictures and
Yeah.
kind of go into, because it is a vast number of things events and things that you do for your people, the people that live there.
Yes.
So, or your residents, I should say, but there are so many things that you could do. I mean, you had mentioned that you have tricycles bikes?
We do. We have bikes that our residents can rent out, kind of like the divvy, how Chicago has the divvy bikes where you can rent those. We have those available for our residents. We put in a golf simulator inside.
That's kind of cool.
Which is very cool,
Yeah.
yes. And so just more we have, in addition, we have a lot of clubs, resident run clubs, but our lifestyles team puts on over 500 activities a month. So there is no
shortage.
There's no shortage
No.
of things to do there. And as a matter of fact, some of the feedback that we hear is, oh, don't schedule that. Well, this is happening because I want to go to both.
I can see that. Yeah.
There's a lot going on always, which is a good problem.
Oh, yes,
It's great.
yes.
It's awesome.
So you did, just to kind of show some examples, I'm going to pull up a slideshow here just to kind of get an idea. I'm going to pull this up, but let me remove my banner. Oh, my banner. There we go. All right, and like I told you, this would happen, but we're going to start with slide number 1. So this is an active adult living at Encore Village, and we're going to go through some pictures here.
Yes.
And this is Sarah. Let's take out your pictures.
Yeah.
Digital with your logo and everything. So here. So Sarah, explain what is going on here. We've got a lot of activities going on. So maybe start from the top left.
Right. So we have our residents playing bocce ball on our pier. So our pier overlooks our fishing pond, which is a catch and release fishing pond. So it's a beautiful view. And so we have our bocce ball courts out there for them to play. It's a big hit. So that is what they're doing in that photo. And then the bikes that we talked about below that. So that just is a new addition this summer. I want to say like a month ago.
So do they ride around the camp? Is that where they ride basically around the campus?
Right, right.
Okay.
So we have paths around the campus that they can ride that bikes around, which is so much fun to see. And then that's our golf simulator, that also a new addition. So as our lifestyles team is kind of doing some, show and tell there, right? So it's a new feature in our community. And so it's a fun interaction that they're having. It is also like a game lounge.
Oh, okay.
So
what kind of games?
So there's a poker table in there.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And it's going to be ritzed up a bit as well. It's just, we wanted to get that golf simulator out and running and for everybody to enjoy. So
that is cool.
Yes, and another beautiful view out that window is also our pier and our pond. And
I see you
got
got
a nice
skylights. And is it the skylights?
Yes,
bringing in
there's
some light too?
natural light and plants throughout the entire community, which is wonderful.
That's nice. That's nice to see.
Mm-hmm.
So so here we've got a lot of things going on. So you've got pool tables?
We do, and I just have to say it was very hard to pick only a few pictures because of the amount of things that we have going on at all times in our community.
You could be here forever.
We really could. I had a hard time, but there is pool tables, there's activities throughout the entire community. In each pavilion there is sometimes there's a piano and a pool table, and these ladies love to play pool every afternoon. It warms my heart when I pass by them and I see them shooting pool. I love it. So and then we have, of course, our dining. We have to talk about the food, right?
Oh my God, look at that. I mean, that is quite a spread.
The spread.
Yes.
They always put on quite the spread. I believe that was the spread. They just a little bit of what they put on for our family night, our independent living family night. So just a great spread.
It looks delicious.
Display. It was delicious. Yes. And then, of course, we have 4 restaurants with chefs as well throughout
wow.
our community. And then the last picture there is quite the story. And again, there was so many wonderful pictures of this event. We had a movie showing, and so Encore Village actually made a movie with our residents who starred in them, and
Oh my
it was
gosh.
actually a 9-year process.
9 years?
Yes, so there was a director and everything, and our residents starred in it. And
So how many residents did you have star in your movie?
I don't know the exact number, but I want to say at least 10.
Really? And there was
Yes.
actually a director directing?
Yes.
And, oh my, yes.
Yes.
So is this like the Walk of Fame? He's
Yeah.
like on the Walk of Fame there?
Right, so our Lifestyles did this wonderful like red carpet movie debut. They put stars on the floor for the
Wow.
residents who starred in the movie. Everybody came in their, they're dressed in nines with their gowns and their suits. And it was a really great event, movie showing, and everyone's families were invited to
Oh,
see
wow.
the movie and do like a movie.
So did you show it in a big
We did.
movie theater?
Yes. So we have our assembly hall, which seats a lot of folks, probably about 100 plus, with soundboard, state-of-the-art sound system,
Wow.
and then a big drop-down screen. So that was the perfect place to
Yes,
do a movie
yeah.
showing.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
absolutely.
yes. So let's flip to the next here. Well, it looks like we've got some fishing going on here.
Yeah, that's the also a view of the pier on the other side of the community, and that's our catch and release pond. So as you drive up to the community, you're going to see this beautiful tree-lined path with this pond, and then we have several outdoor seating areas, and that is one of them. And that's where we have the men's club does their fishing club every so often, but everybody's always open to fishing as well.
So is that a catch and release?
It's catch and release.
All right.
Yes.
So what is the biggest fish that did they pull out any big fish?
They did about that big too, Don.
That
big.
It was this big.
It was great. I believe the story behind that a couple months ago when they opened it up for fishing season was someone who was fishing for the first time actually caught that really big fish and needed help pulling it over the pier. It was so big. So
did they get a picture?
got a lot of pictures.
Oh, great.
I didn't add it because, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to fit them all in there. But yeah, it was a great.
One?
It was
this
a great.
is like a family album, really. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
what's going on next?
Yeah.
And then I see this next picture is Boomers.
Yes. So
The Boomer Stadium.
We're a big Schaumburg Boomers community.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, they actually stay in our community. There is some Boomers that stay in our community.
Players?
The players.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. In our independent apartments. And so our residents are very involved in the Boomers game. They attend the game. As you see, one of our residents there, she has a little pom. We have a cheerleading group as well, so they cheerlead at different events.
Yeah.
And they're very active. They get to throw out the first pitch sometimes. They're hit on the field, and we have a big banner on the Boomers field. So
I've seen that banner.
Yes. So very involved with all the Boomers games.
Oh,
as well.
that's fun. That's fun. Now, do they get like the box seats, or have they done that?
Yes.
Done the
There's
box
pictures of them with the announcers in the box seats and the players in the box seats.
Oh,
so much
wow.
fun every year. Yeah.
So I think. Oh my gosh. So you're telling me there's a pillow fight going on here. What's going on with this?
Right. It's like, so much going on in our community. And I had to add this one because it was so much fun to watch. Feathers coming out of every door. Whose dream isn't it to have a pillow fight and just make a mess when they're kids? But never would dare, because who would want to clean that up, right?
Yeah. I feel sorry for the workers that had to clean up that mess. Oh my God.
I'm sure they enjoyed, but everything for fun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everything for
It looks like they're having a great time there.
Yes.
It really
lots
does.
of fun. A lot of smiling faces walked out of there. So just so many creative things going on in our
That's
community.
good. That is great. So we do have a comment. I'm going to, what I'll do is I'm gonna exit here and just let's bring in. We've got a comment here. Oh, let's see. Oh, hi, Dawn and Sarah. I love how welcoming Sarah and Encore Village are. Highly recommend a tour. Thank you for what you do for our community. That was Raghu Sundara.
Thank you, Regu. I appreciate that.
I'm happy that you're watching
Absolutely.
us. Yeah, thank you. And then Chris Block says, do you offer tours of the facility for potential move-ins?
Yes, absolutely. So we want you to come in and see our community and experience our community. You can even have a sit-down lunch with some of our residents that live there to make sure it's a good fit for you. We encourage tours as much as possible because you have to see the community in order to be comfortable with it and experience what we have to offer, really to make it your new home. Just like in real estate, I'm sure you experience that too. Maybe they want to see the home maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, they generally will. Well, in a fast-paced market that we're in right now, sometimes there's not that much time to do. You can't go 2 or 3 times. You got to make a decision. But there have been times in a slower market where a home buyer may want to go and take another look and just make sure they like it, or bring mom and dad through just to kind of make sure that they're satisfied with the surroundings that they're going to be living in. So I could see that. I mean, I took a tour and it was actually with Raghu. And I'm telling you, I had my walking shoes on because we put in a lot of steps that day. I was like, wow, this place, it is a big place.
It's a big place, and it's as big or as small as you'd like it to be, really. You can walk the whole campus and get your 10,000 steps in for sure.
Yes, you can.
But when you live there, you won't be walking the whole campus every day, right? So for those that might not be appealing to, it's as big or as small as you'd like it to be. But yeah, we want people to tour. We want you to experience our community. We want you to come back again. We want you to bring the kids back that live out of town and show them and just experience our community. So.
There is a lot to do.
Yes.
I mean, I know that you had mentioned you have exercise rooms there.
We do. We have an outpatient therapy room. That's also our workout room. So you can just walk in like if it was our gym. It's our fitness club, so you have to be a fitness club member. Not hard to do. You just sign up for it. But there's so many things to be offered there. So many programs, clubs. And like I mentioned before, there's over 500 activities that we do in a month. But there's also resident-run clubs like theater club, and there's
okay, kind of like high school.
Yes,
you gotta have all those clubs, chess club, chorus club, things like that. Yeah. So that sounds. And so you also you were telling me that they did like is it like a chef type cooking classes?
Right, we do have a chef demo room specifically for like cooking classes.
Yes.
So the chef will demonstrate how to cook, and you can be interactive with him and do it with him. Kind of like, those fancy places out in town. They have that, like Fork has that where you can pay money and you can learn how to cook with the chef. We have that too, but it's just included in part of our amenities.
That's
so
fun.
It's
That's
a fun activity.
I remember walking through and we saw like a nice little setup where you can have cocktails and you have your social hours there. Don't you have like a social events?
Yeah. So that is one of our 4 restaurants that we have. This particular restaurant looks very like loungy, very so they have cocktail hour there, hors d'oeuvres, but you could also order food at any time too. So very nice.
So you pretty much have everything and anything that you could think of. I want to tell you have it there for people to enjoy.
We do. I mean, I'm probably missing a lot of points here. I mean, we have lifelong learning. We have a specific person who just does programming for lifelong learning. We have so many outings and activities monthly as well, and just things happening internally constantly. But again, to fit all of what we do is very hard. Can't do it justice. So that's why I always encourage, just come and visit us and
Come
see.
and visit.
Yeah, and
Come
you'll
and
fall in love.
So what we do is every time I do a live, we always come up with a question. So, actually, two questions I have.
Okay.
What does the phrase, and maybe you can help us out and explain, what does the phrase age in place? Because I remember you talking about that a lot. Can you kind of let us know what that?
Sure, yeah. That's one of the great features about Encore Village is that we are a 55 plus active community, which means you can start out in independent living, not needing much services. Of course, if you do need services, they're there for you. But we have every aspect of care that a senior may need in the next phase of their life. So assisted living, which is pretty, you're still in an apartment, but maybe you need some medical, interventions here and there. You press a button and an aide or a nurse can come to your apartment and help you. Memory care, assisted living, we have as well in-house. And then skilled nursing and rehab, which is the highest level of care that you could receive in a senior community. And then also memory care skilled. So we have the full continuum. Okay. Is what it's called, and it's all accessible under one roof, so you can walk the entire campus inside, and you don't have to worry about the elements outside.
Yes, and that's where you get your steps in.
Yes, that's when you get your steps in.
Definitely. Yeah. The other thing I was going to say is that we posted a question when I put out the invite saying that we were going to be doing a live today. Mm-hmm. Our question here was, and maybe you can help us out with this, is when is the right time to take the next step to an active living community?
So, of course, my answer is going to be as soon as possible. We are a 55 plus community. We are an active community, so you don't need to need medical attention in order to enjoy the amenities and the friendships that are built in our community. So even if you're not ready to make that plunge, just inquiring and doing your research and visiting doesn't mean that you're, signing the dotted line. It just means you're inquisitive and you're, maybe thinking about it and you want to do your research. So I always encourage doing that as soon as possible and not waiting for a medical emergency or something to happen to you in order to enjoy what we have in our community. We want to be able to enjoy every aspect of it.
And there's definitely a lot in the community to enjoy. We've pretty much gone, there's probably more that we haven't even talked about.
I'm sure there not done it justice, but there's tons of things going on. Yes.
So let's see if anybody out there is going to see if anybody else has any questions. Oh, wait a second here. Oh, wait a minute here. Oh, wait. We've got a couple people joined on. I'd like to bring them, make mention. Richard Eisenhuth, he's funny. Oh, funny. I just walked there a few minutes ago. Fantastic.
Oh,
wow.
Well, that is cool. Richard. Thanks for visiting.
And then we have Chris Block asking, is there a shuttle service that takes you around to Woodfield Mall or any grocery stores?
Yeah, so we have a bus. We have a bus driver, and on certain days, the bus will take you to certain stores. I'm sure Woodfield Mall is probably included in there.
Oh, I would hope it would be. Jeez.
Doctor's appointments on certain days. So yes, there's absolutely amenities and ways to do that in the community, get around the community.
I was going to say the last time we were there, we went in that one section. You do have a doctor on staff, don't you? Like for doctor's appointments?
It's the satellite office, so it's an outpatient there. It's open to anyone. They just happen to be renting in our building, which is convenient for our people that live there, right?
Definitely.
Just like we have the Schaumburg Bank. Also have renting space in our community. It's very convenient. So you have a doctor's office and a bank. You have a beauty salon and a spa. I forgot to mention the spa. We have a massage spa. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's also a new
addition. Do you have to be a member?
I know. That's what I hear all the time.
Do I have to be a member there?
Right. Yeah.
So it is. You've got pretty much everything there in that one under one roof. And I want to thank you so much, coming on and some people don't even know what's, there's that building that's
Right.
been there for a
Mhm.
long time
Mhm.
under one name. Now it's a new name,
Right.
a whole different philosophy on things. So
Mhm.
I'm sure there's going to be more changes coming.
There's probably going to be more additions, like I mentioned. There's some renovations that we're doing inside. So yes, this community has been around for 47 years in Schaumburg, and a lot of people will mention that to me. I've passed by it. I've lived here forever, and I've never walked in. And that is why I'm inviting everybody to come and visit us, because I want you to get comfortable with who we are. We are a staple in Schaumburg community for 47 years.
Yes.
And so we are Encore Village Schaumburg now.
Yes.
But a lot of great things happening, and great things to come as well.
Awesome. And we're all looking forward to seeing those wonderful things happen. And again, I want to thank you so much for joining me on my episode of Meet the Expert on the Block, because I think this is very informative. You're a Schaumburg resident. We're right next. We're neighbors. We're not that far from each other. Mm-hmm. And again, I want to thank you for joining me on this episode.
Thank you so much, Dawn, for having me. I'm very honored to be here.
Yes. So what I would like you to do, if you wouldn't mind, again, so if anybody does have any questions about the Encore Village, or if you want a tour, how can people get a hold of you to take on the tour and kind of see what's going on over there?
Right, absolutely. So I would encourage you to call our main number that is scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'm always available via email, but our information, our contact information is 847-884-5110. And I'm available at sbrass@encorevillage.com.
Awesome. So until next time, I want to thank everybody for joining, everybody for participating, and just everybody for listening to this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. Again, my name is Dawn Block. I'm with Century 21 Circle. I'm your neighborhood realtor in the area. So if you have any questions about selling or buying a home, or if there's anything I can ask, please don't hesitate to contact me. We've got some. Wait. Before we say goodbye, Chris Black says, thank you, ladies. Very good. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining the show. Yes. And Sid, see, everybody chimes on. I want to thank you, Sid. Thank you, Sid, for joining us on this episode. I appreciate you for showing up and being there. I really enjoyed, seeing you come to, participate. So thank you again, Sid. So I guess that's it. And until next time, thank you everybody for joining me. My name is Dawn Black with Century 21, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.